Welcome to EdTech Unpacked, an overview of the field and why microlearning matters today. In this presentation, delivered by Dr. Microlearning will explore practical strategies, tools, and evidence-based techniques that boost retention and scale training with measurable results, setting expectations for an efficient, actionable learning journey. This slide outlines the compact covenant behind our approach: crisp delivery, zero fluff, 30 practical tactics, and instant insights for social sharing. The idea is simple: one focused slide per minute, remove unnecessary content, deliver immediately applicable strategies, and encourage learners to surface the single best insight for rapid distribution and reflection. Microlearning is defined here as science-backed delivery designed for measurable impact. Units run 2 to 7 minutes, targeting one clear outcome each. The data visuals show meaningful lifts, roughly a mid-teens retention boost, and faster path to competency, while resource panels highlight lower development costs and more efficient learning units overall. Think of EdTech as a microlearning amplifier. Cloud authoring creates and distributes content. Mobile push delivers just-in-time learning. Analytics provide measurable insights, and gamification drives engagement. The diagram shows these inputs feeding a central engine that produces scalable, measurable performance fuel, turning small units into big organizational impact. The micro-unit rule centers on one measurable question as the core anchor for each learning unit. By framing outcomes with a clear verb, a defined metric, and a specific context, we prevent cognitive overload and enable precise analytics, so every micro-module is testable, actionable, and tied to an observable result. Our working memory model explains why chunking matters. People can hold roughly 4 items at once, so units must be short and focused. The visual shows text, image, and video chunking templates that reduce extraneous load, maintain rigor, and enhance recognition, while segmented introductions and conclusions keep content digestible and memorable. This slide visualizes the forgetting curve and the power of spaced repetition, with 24-hour and 7-day boosts. A simple spreadsheet formula schedules refreshes, and the push notification workflow automates reminders, turning initial learning into long-term retention by locking knowledge with timely micro-reviews rather than one-off exposures. Mayer's multimedia principles guide our content design. Pair concise narration with strategic visuals. Avoid redundant on-screen text. Use signaling colors to highlight essentials. And maximize transfer with learner controls. These practices reduce cognitive load, strengthen dual coding, and give learners pacing and interactivity to deepen understanding. We evaluated 7 cloud authoring tools under a $100 monthly threshold for rapid 5-minute course creation. The comparison highlights export formats, SCORM compliance, built-in analytics, and mobile rendering scores so you can match tool capabilities with needs, prioritizing tools with strong mobile output and actionable dashboards for real use. You can build a Pocket Studio for roughly $500 and produce broadcast-quality 3-minute videos without heavy post-production. Key elements include a ring light for even illumination, a lavalier mic for clear audio, a teleprompter app to maintain eye contact, and a free editing suite for quick multi-track edits and exports. Converting static content to microlearning follows a simple pipeline. Static slides become swipeable HTML cards with instant feedback loops. The case studies show consistent KPI lifts around 45% higher engagement and about 25% better knowledge retention versus traditional PowerPoint delivery, illustrating measurable impact from conversion. Gamification mechanics like leaderboards, streak rewards, and confidence-based scoring motivate continued practice and metacognitive reflection. The slide also shows a plug-and-play JSON quiz schema that lets you deploy quizzes into LMS and messaging platforms quickly, enabling immediate integration of engagement mechanics with back-end analytics. The live demo outlines adaptive microlearning pathways. Start with a 1-hour compliance course, map objectives, cut content into 12 micromodules, tag prerequisites, and reassemble into adaptive paths. The process compresses total time and creates personalized routes so learners access only what they need, improving efficiency and relevance. The storyboard canvas is a one-page framework that sequences objective, trigger, content chunk, activity, and exit ticket to produce a concise learning flow. The 10-minute table drill shows how to convert a bloated slide into 3 micro-stories: a concept, an example, and a practice item in minutes for rapid iteration. This slide makes the case for a single, aligned multiple-choice question as a high-impact assessment. A well-crafted MCQ aligned to a specific objective delivers clearer measurement than long quizzes, and the item writing checklist ensures clarity, plausible distractors, and a single indisputable correct answer, while discrimination benchmarking confirms strong differentiation. Rule-based branching optimizes learner journeys by leveraging prior score, role tags, and self-rated confidence to route individuals. The 3-node decision tree example demonstrates how simple rules surface the right content path and targeted support, increasing completion and mastery rates by guiding learners toward the most appropriate next steps. Microlearning units should emit 5 data points: start, complete, score, confidence, and time, which are captured as XAPI statements and funneled to a real-time dashboard. This architecture enables live pulse checks, visual analytics, and actionable insights that help instructional teams iterate and monitor impact continuously. Proficiency here is defined as first-time task completion without assistance, and efficiency is measured by the ratio of microlearning minutes to proficiency hours. The charts illustrate how comparing microlearning time against proficiency outcomes across roles reveals program efficiency and helps prioritize high-return interventions. Visualize recall drop-off with a heat map and schedule automated nudges to combat forgetting. The flow shows a learning event, followed by a 48-hour nudge and subsequent 7-day refresh to move critical knowledge into sustained green. Automating these nudges maintains retention without manual intervention and preserves institutional knowledge over time. The net value analysis calculates hours saved multiplied by hourly cost minus content and platform expenses to produce net value. The example shown yields a strong short-term ROI, demonstrating how quarterly input data drives a clear financial case for microlearning investments and supports scaling decisions with hard numbers. LLMs accelerate policy to microscript conversion by transforming policy PDFs into draft microscripts in seconds. A prompt library adds context, tone, and accuracy checks, but the slide cautions that fact-checking and source validation remain essential to prevent hallucinations and preserve policy, fidelity, and consistency over time. Microbots deliver on-demand lessons via voice assistants. A user invocation triggers a microbot that plays a 3-minute audio lesson formatted with SSML emphasis. Pilot analytics on the slide show adoption and completion climbing across weeks, illustrating how voice can expand access to just-in-time learning moments in the flow of work. AR overlays can visualize technical equipment and procedures with interactive parts and annotations. The slide lists free authoring options like Unity, Unreal, Spark AR, Lens Studio, and Web AR tools, and shows an adoption curve indicating rapid growth in technical training since 2020, making AR an increasingly practical option for hands-on instruction. Privacy challenges in EdTech include data collection traps, notification fatigue, and complex consent flows. The proposed Learner Bill of Rights provides a framework for protections, recommending limits on push frequency, transparent analytics, opt-outs, and policies that empower users while enabling ethical, compliant learning programs. The Fridge Magnet timeline presents a 4-week pilot rhythm. Audit objectives, prototype 5 micros, pilot with 20 users, then review analytics and scale. Embedded daily microtasks ensure steady progress and iteration, giving teams a pragmatic rollout that balances speed with realistic evaluation and continuous improvement. This slide curates 12 free EdTech assets for instant use, spanning authoring tools, image banks, icon sets, stock video, learning science cheat sheets, and XAPI recipe examples. These ready resources lower the barrier to entry for teams building microlearning and accelerate prototype development without heavy licensing costs. Common pitfalls include overchunking, assessment boredom, and tech-driven superficiality that prioritize aesthetics over pedagogy. Strategic antidotes proposed here are macro-context bridging, scenario variation and simulation, and regular learner usability testing to iterate designs, preserve coherence, and enhance critical thinking and engagement. The blockchain micro-credential outlines earning criteria such as completing 3 post-session micro-challenges, demonstrating concept mastery, and submitting a final reflection. The workflow offers instant social proof by automatically adding a verified credential to professional profiles, simplifying recognition, and encouraging application of learned skills. This rapid-fire summary distills 10 unforgettable pills of EdTech, a single outcome per unit, spaced retrieval, multimedia balance, robust analytics, AI-assisted personalization, ethics-first design, a 30-day action commitment, adaptive pathways, micro-credentialing, and social collaborative learning as the core playbook for impactful programs. Finally, invite your audience to share their chosen insight on social media with the hashtag number #DrMicrolearning to keep the conversation alive. Promise to surface the best posts, retweet the top contributions, and send surprise micro-resources to sustain momentum and encourage continued learning beyond this presentation.